at the end of the season. But I don't know that that was probably the smartest thing to say in a public eye. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. If you had seen
saw parts, bits, and I saw that they did want to re-sign him. I saw that part.
What'd you see?
But I didn't. Just that Clark Hunt said that they expect him to be on the team in 2022.
Yeah.
Get a contract done. I saw that part, but I didn't see. Do you think they would franchise tag him over Orlando if they can't get a deal done?
Yes.
You have to sign Matthew long term. I mean, at this point, I understand Clark Hunt has a different viewpoint on things, and he kind of, it seems like from what I've seen, he wants everything to be prim and proper, but football is not like that. And I know we kind of seen with the Marcus Peters situation, how he kind of issues behind that, like JP and I talked, he kind of shipped him out there through to his orders. I think that's kind of how it went there. And it just kind of seems, I understand, like you don't want players to become a distraction, but sometimes that's kind of how they are. And I think Tyrann Mathieu is not a distraction. I mean, yeah, should he win after fans? No, but it's kind of like that position to where people are only going to take so much. It doesn't matter if I have $1 or $100 million. If someone's being disrespectful to me, I'm going to say something. Yeah. And I don't know if Clark Hunt was going from that standpoint, but judging from what I've seen through the past, it's kind of like they don't want distractions to happen, but it does.
So you can't avoid it.
And and I understand where he's coming from. I don't know. I think Clark Hunt's a great owner. I just feel like there's some things he wants to happen that I feel like in some ways are just unrealistic. That's just in my personal opinion and from what I've seen through the past. But it's kind of like there has to be some give and take. And Tyrann Mathieu changed the culture in the defense. If he ends up not being on this team next year, it's a travesty because Tyrann Mathieu has stated he wants to be here on multiple occasions. And from that standpoint, if he wants to be here and he's continuing to go out there and play, he wants to be here. I don't think he would say that. I don't think he said. I don't think he's shown that he doesn't want to be here. So you guys, they need to give him a contract, and it needs something. The right thing needs to be said because if we end up losing him,
and see,
I'm going to point back to that. I'm going to point right back to that video clip and run with that because there's no reason why you should not sign him this offseason coming up.
Well, and I know he's been told that a lot of it is from a lot of the bashing is, and I'm not going to mince words. I mean, there are a lot of bashing came from Chiefs fans. A lot of them are newly acquired Chiefs fans since Mahomes got here. 2018 and newer. Some of them are very young.
We know way too many of those people. I know we all.
Yes. All these people from college. I'm like, you are not even from this state, but you like. I'm like, okay, I guess if you like cheese, go ahead.
You ever heard of Matt Castle? You remember those days?
Yeah,
like,
they don't know exactly.
I didn't really watch then. All right,
exactly.
Keep it going.
I've had guys tell me I became a Chiefs fan when Mahomes became a quarterback, or I became a Chiefs fan because of Andy Reid, or I became a Chiefs fan because of Alex Smith, or somebody that we acquired. I even had a co-host one time that said, "Oh, I wasn't a Chiefs fan until we got Joe Montana." Okay, well, you became a Chiefs fan because of a quarterback that was aged and had basically a year and a half left in his life to play football. Great, fantastic for you. Regardless, if you weren't, and then we've had fans that have said, well, I don't care what happened in the past. I'm talking about now. I wasn't here, so what does it matter? Well, then you're not a fan.
I remember Caleb probably remembers when we were in like elementary school, probably like the only kids that wore red on Red Friday. Nobody did. I was the one kid in my class that wore red. Now everybody wears red.
Yeah.
And it's like, where were you back then?
Exactly.
Same thing in middle school. I wore my Alex Smith jersey every single Friday the whole year. Nobody else did. They're rooting on Seattle and Denver.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was there. Same thing in high school. Red Fridays. That was us. We had red on.
Yeah.
Nobody else did. And now I walk through my campus and everybody's got red. It's like, now you get a little ring on our finger and you hop on the bandwagon.
Exactly.
And I know, Brandon, it's kind of crazy because when I was in fourth grade, I would always do the Jared Allen sag dance when he's on the Chiefs. No one else was doing that. I mean, Jared Allen is an old Chiefs player who got traded. So I think we're just seeing now there's a lot of bandwagon fans, but every time there's like a little divot in the season, they end up causing the most craziness. They end up leaving, which is good. But for what I say at this point,
and then they climb back on.
Yeah, we know who the real fans are, and they've been exposed. And when they do good, as JP says, they delete.
Oh yeah.
And what we end up seeing is, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because I know who the real fans are. You know who the real fans are. JP knows who the real fans are. And at this point, I'm just here for the ride.
Can you imagine if Twitter had an auto delete button?
A lot of tweets would be deleted.
Oh my God. They wouldn't spend half their days trying to find all the tweets they put out about bashing the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and calling everybody names. Because as we said, I mean, we put out questions on, you see them, Brandon, we put out questions on the focus page all the time. And, you know, and it's like, they bash the players, they call them names, they do this, they do that. Why is Spags here? He should be fired. This guy should be fired. Andy sucks. Andy's a stubborn old man. And then the perfect one was the OBJ thing. You know, these guys know. Caleb put out the question, said the Chiefs go after OBJ. About 60% of the people said, no, what are you, crazy? No, he's a distraction. He's trash. He's this. He's a problem child. He does this. He does that. He's a locker room idiot. I mean, one thing after another. Well, me being the person that I am, I screenshotted a lot of them purposely. And I'm saying this on the show because I want people to know. I screenshotted a lot of them. And then when we didn't get OBJ, all of those fans went back and said, Veach sucks. He can't sign anybody. Blah, 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 blah. About 30% of those people were the same people that didn't want OBJ to begin with. Yeah. And now they're bashing Veach because he didn't sign.
And if he had signed, they would have had that Beckham 3 jersey in the mail.
Oh, in a heartbeat. They did not pay their house payment to buy that jacket.
NFL Custom Shop would have had Beckham 3 jerseys coming from those Twitter users.
Oh, that's how it works. Dude. You know it. I mean, dude, they would have not paid their car payment to make sure they got that jersey. So, I mean, it just is what it is, man. It's comical to some degree, but then again, it's not, because these players feel it. And I've said this numerous times, and I'll continue to say this. Players have left teams and not gone to teams because of fan bases. Carson Wentz left Philly because of the fan base. He couldn't.
That's a rough environment for all. It is. I would not wish that upon anybody.
Anybody.
Nope.
I mean,
especially I like Jalen Hurts. Yeah. Great guy. I feel bad for him because
horrible.
Beginning of the season, they're all over him. Yeah. And now they're like, he's our savior. Can the Eagles make the playoffs?
Yeah.
5 weeks.
But look how they trashed him week 1 through 6. Up on you. Yeah. 1 through 6, look how they treated him, though. You know, I mean, was he really the right decision? He sucks. I mean, you know, even in the Chiefs game, they trashed him, you know, and then now he's the savior.
One of my favorite college receivers, Jalen Reagor, got drafted there last year. They're all over him. But when he goes out and has a great game, they're like, oh, yeah, this is our first round pick from 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the guy.
Exactly, yeah.
Be fair, they're too fair weather. That's the thing.
They really are,
That's
man.
the thing.
And he was a beast in college. Like, maybe you wanted somebody else, but maybe give that guy a chance because he can ball out. Also, with how the quarterback play was last year, of course he's not going to perform as a number 1 wideout.
Yeah.
He had Carson Wentz throwing him the ball, and Sudfeld and
it's funny because you talk to some recently retired players, and they'll tell you, yeah, when I played, you know, when I got injured or I wasn't playing my best towards the end of my career, Tomba was one of them that said that. He said, when I was talking to him, he said, you know, I got a lot of bashing and people said a lot of negative things about me. And he said, you know, it really got to me and it hurt my feelings. He said, for as much as I did for the team. And he goes, then when I retire and, you know, I'm the best thing that had ever lived. And I was the greatest player that had played since Derek Thomas, you know, and this and that and the other. And I said, it's so strange how it works out, Tomba. I said, I don't understand it. I said, I've yet to figure it out. I said, the one thing that I've never gotten, and me and Caleb say this all the time on the show, you can sit and call someone trash all day long, but they made it to the NFL for a reason. There's nobody in the NFL. 3%. Okay, Brandon, this is the stats. 3% of all of sports, okay? This is all of sports. If you take everyone that's played a sport from the age of 5 through college, and if it's one particular sport, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, soccer, makes no difference. 3% of those individuals make it to the combine.
And sometimes that's based off just pure athleticism, but pure athleticism only is going to get you so far.
Correct.
It's that hard work that gets you where you need to be, which makes it, even the 3% that make it to the combine, it's even less because those probably 1% of those people actually work.
Yeah.
And are actually to be good.
Yeah. I mean, it's very difficult to make it that far. And then people want to sit and call somebody trash, and they shouldn't be in the league. And it's just, if you made it to the NFL, there's a reason why you made it. You may not be in a great system. You may not have a great coach, but you made it for a reason. It's that simple. So I don't know. I mean, guys don't last 8, 10, 12 years in the league because they suck and they should have never made it to begin with. It's just that simple. So I'll leave it at
just
that. But
I'll leave this analogy. Trash only sits out for, trash comes every week. You don't make it 18 years if you're trash.
Exactly.
That's true. That is
trash
true.
truck comes every week.
Unless it's McDonald's, cheeseburgers, and nuggets, because they'll sit on a counter for years and look exactly the same way they did.
Yep. That is true. That is very true.
So,
that is very true.
Well, anyway, guys, this was a fun show, Brandon. I'm glad you came on, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It's always
Thank
great
you,
to come
Brandon.
on.
Anytime you want to come on, you are more than welcome. So, has anybody got anything else they want to say before we end this show?
No.
I think the only thing I'm going to say is just thank you guys for just listening to another podcast. Brandon, thank you for coming on again. As JP said, we have you anytime you want. Hey, whenever we get this rolling, you come on once a week or just let us know, man. I'm just letting you guys know we have a giveaway going on right now. Just retweeted it so everyone can enter that as well. We appreciate all the support, guys. I just want to say thank you for everything.
Yep. Check us out on Instagram. Check out Brandon. Brandon, tell everybody where they can find you.
At CFStatistics on Twitter. Make sure you go check it out. Stats coming. Make sure you follow for the in-game stats too. Those are some of my favorite to do.
Yes.
After every touchdown, I'm updating what that is on the season total. Same thing with interceptions, sacks. Sometimes there's some grammar stuff, but it's because I'm so hyped to be tweeting it in the moment.
Yeah. It happens, man. Don't worry about it.
The other day, I spelled season with an M.
It's all right.
We were hyped in the moment. So
hey,
if
man.
you want to follow along and see like where they rank in their season and stuff, make sure to check that out on Sundays during game time.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. And believe me, I do it all the time. So it's a very momentous time, and you're so happy and hyped up to do it. You just type it and then you go back and go, oh damn, I just had a typo. But Twitter doesn't have an edit feature, so it is what it is.
I'm like, well, it's got 100 likes. I probably shouldn't delete it.
Yeah.
Just leave it up.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you going to do? And also, by the way, Brandon's stats will be on the website. So when you guys subscribe, you'll be able to go to the stats button, find all of Brandon's new stats. He's going to be putting up some new stuff and some more interesting things that will be coming on from his point of view for the stats. And we're going to add some more stuff in there, comparisons and things of other interests. So
if you have any comparisons you guys want to see, just at me or DM me on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I can put those out. I love doing comparisons, but sometimes it's hard to figure out who you guys want to see compared. So if you guys have any, just let me know and I'll get those. Same thing with any player stats you want to see or anything you guys want to see, just DM me or at me. Yep. And I'll get on those.
Correct. And we will get those posted on the website as well. And then and if you subscribe, you will get we're setting it up now to where when you subscribe, you will get a newsletter every morning. It'll show up in your inbox. Put your email address in there, and we will have you set up to where you will get all of our information directly in your inbox every morning. So with that being said, subscribe, podcast, websites, put your emails in there, and good luck with the giveaway, because it's awesome. Full size Clyde Edwards-Helaire signed authenticated helmet. Very nice helmet. Sick. With that being said, this was an awesome show. I appreciate you coming on, Brandon. And peace out, everybody.
See you next time, guys.